Hi, Vishantini. How are you?
Hi Farisha. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Yes, and I am really honored to have you on my show. And can you tell us more about yourself?
Okay. So thank you for having me in your show. Thank you so much. So yeah, as you introduced, my name is Vishantini. People call me Visha.
Mm-hmm.
I came from a little town, Ipoh Perak. So
Mm-hmm.
I've born and raised in Ipoh. So
Mm-hmm.
I had my primary school education in Ipoh, and then up to standard six, and then I moved on to boarding school from one to form five. I was there, and that was the best part of my life, boarding school. And then I did my pre-universities in Ipoh, and then my degree and my masters were in University Technology of Petronas and National University of
TP.
Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, UTP, and graduated in chemical engineering. So I've always had lots of passion in research. I think you have seen most of my posts in LinkedIn. It's all about research. I'm a passion
Research,
about, yes,
technical
and
proposal, and
technical
yeah.
presentations and all. Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I've started my career in polymer industry, top love,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was attached with oil and gas industry after that till date. So it's always been in research. It's always been research, and I would say that along this time on my research, I was also very active in my social activities. So yeah, that's pretty much about me, where I was very much in my technical presentation, my research, my social activities, and yeah, pretty much that's about me.
Okay, and what is the most challenging moment in your career, and how do you overcome it? How do you overcome those challenges?
uh, okay, so the challenging moment in my career, right? So I want to say that when I was young, I was a very timid person. So I always had this very quiet. I was very much into my education, and I was a bit active in my sports. So it was very, when you're in sports, you are not so engaging and all, right? So you're just in your own world and everything. So I had this thing. I had my best friends who are debater, public speaker, storyteller, and all. Then I was thinking to myself, like, what am I doing? And so I didn't have that push factor. I always had in myself that, I have the potential. I need to
Yes.
do something about it. So I remember when I was in form five, all this while I was just into studies and everything. So when I was in form five, there was a inter debate competition, inter class debate competition. So I went for it. And then one of the debate teacher came like, oh my God, Vishal, where were you all this while? Why didn't you come from the inter school competition for debate audition? I would
Mhm.
have trained you. You really had the potential. And it was just too late because I was already 17, it's leaving school already, SPM. So that was like a boost for me. I was like, oh, okay, actually I had it. I should have actually thought like I should have gone for my audition when I was in Form 2 itself. But it was just too late. But then
You know that that
like
moment you have to do something. You have to do something in your
yes,
life. Yeah, the
correct,
push factor.
correct.
Yeah.
That's the factor, you see. So but it was just too late. I could have just done it very much earlier, but I was telling myself, nothing is too late. I still got time to go for it. And I went all out after that. So when I
Mhm.
done with my secondary school, when I went for my pre-university, I thought, no, I'm not going to give myself any chance. I'm just going to go all out and I'm going to try. There's nothing wrong with trying, right? So I went for leadership camp for prefectorial board and everything. So I gave all out. So people noticed, like, okay, this girl has a potential. So I was nominated as Lady Head Prefect. So there's
Wow.
four people nominated.
Mhm.
So when they
Yeah.
were nominated, and it was all boys' school, you see. So
Mhm.
Lady Head Prefect in that school need to conduct assembly. So they just told me that fine morning, that Monday morning, he said, you're nominated. Can you like conduct the assembly? I was like, no, I've never been in a crowd. I've never been like talk to anyone in a big, huge crowd, and
With the
conducting
mic.
a
Yeah.
assembly.
Yeah.
So I went, people cannot hear my voice. People, I was so nervous. It's a stage fright, right? People
Yeah.
cannot hear me and everything. I was like, oh my God, this is really bad. Then then I was given the position of secretary. It's like the top four positions. So I was given secretary. I was not. I was the lady head prefect, which was very upset. But I was thinking to myself, no, at least I give it a try, you see. But then as times goes on and everything, I went to my university. I think I went all out in my universities. That's when I actually went for I was in a first year. I knew nothing about research, about I was in engineering school, right? I knew nothing about research and all these sort of things. I was thinking to myself, no, let's give it a try. Let's do something.
Yeah.
So what happened was after that, there was a competition. They were having a oral gut presentation competition. So I participated in the competition. I came out with a research idea. I was just in a year one. I have no idea, but I was doing a lot of readings. I came out with a research idea. I went for the competition and I was chosen to represent Malaysia. And then I went on, yeah. And then I went on represent Asia Pacific level after that. Yes. So, and I went on representing Asia Pacific level after that. So then I knew, okay, I actually, I break all the barriers. Like this is what I want end of the day. This is what I want to do end of the day. So I was happy. So I was moving on. Then I knew that research is my passion. And technical presentation is one of my advantage that comes along. It's like a package.
You know,
and
it's
then
your calling.
I went on
it's your
internship
passion.
in Sakura.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Then I went for my internship. And then internship, I had a very good opportunity. I wanted to mingle, even though I was in engineering department, of course, I went and mingle with people around. And there was this one event coordinator, manager. I was very close with her because I was just making friends to all. I just thought, no, it's time for me to make friends and see what I'm good at. So then she said, why not you MC programs and all? And I said, okay, why not? There's something which I have never tried. I've like spoke to big crowds. I've tried technical presentation and everything, representing up to Asia Pacific, right? So why not try this? So this will be more a protocol event where there'll be VIPs from Petronas and Sapura and everything. So I give it a try. I went for it. It was nervous, but the first time I did it with another partner of mine, it was a double emceeing. Then after that, I did it on my own. And then after that, I did a dual language where I never knew that I can speak BN so spontaneously. And I also recited Pantone in the beginning of opening speech. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, not bad. This is something that I could do. So these are all the barriers that I actually accept, but I break it. I came across, then I was thinking, okay, so it's like taking a chance. I did not let go of any opportunity. So I just keep going and going. So I learned in a very fast pace. So now that I'm only working for 4.5 years now, ever since I've graduated, but I've already started managing my department, my research department right now in my current company. So I think it's because that I'm showing lots of passions and I just break all the barriers and I tell my boss, this is what I want. I'm voicing out my opinions. This is what I want to do. And of course, my boss being very supportive. I say, okay, let's just do what you want to do. If this is what you want to focus on, go ahead. This sort of things was very encouraging. So now that my research last year, I've won 2 technology awards. And then from there, I focused on moving into, that was a very technical aspect, right? So now I want to move to the management aspect on the research side, which I'm exploring and learning. I feel it's very fast progress that I'm doing that, but I'm keeping my pace on the right track. So I think I've overcome the challenges. There's more to come, especially in management side, but I think this is the first stepping stone for me.
Yes, and I really like the fact that you step out of your comfort zone. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so you step out of your comfort zone, you're willing to be uncomfortable. Yeah, and you accomplish something and you share about your emceeing experience and all that and you break the barrier.
Correct. That's exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much about my challenges and everything. But I think so far so good.
Yes. Okay. So for the next question, what does woman empowerment means to you?
Women empowerment to me is like it's an act of liberation. I feel everyone has a choice or a freedom to voice out their opinions, to choose what they want to do end of the day. I feel like it's a togetherness, like encouraging you work on yourself, and at the same time you help to lift up people in the same time. So I
Yes.
feel it's more of togetherness on this. And also, you as an individual, you got to voice out your opinions, like what you want to do, and this is what you want to do.
Yes.
And I felt any barriers, you should overcome it. Don't put that as a reason. Don't give me end of the day, oh, I did not do this because oh, I'm married or because I have to look after my kids. I feel that that's yes, your role, it's fine, you play your role, but at the same time don't put that as an excuse for you not to achieve anything. So you got to overcome that. At the same
Right.
time, you got to inspire the younger generations as well. So it's
Yes.
all togetherness end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. And inspiring the younger generation, the Gen Z, the millennial. Yeah. So, what is your point on that?
Inspiring younger generations.
Mm-hmm. So, how can we inspire more Gen Z, the millennials?
How can I inspire more? So I think by sharing my experience in one way or another, that would inspire. I
Mm-hmm.
believe like what social activities are. This is all my career based, right? So on my social activities that I've done, that I think I've played my part in inspiring the younger generations. When I was doing a student exchange back in my university, I was
Mm-hmm.
in India for a few months, and
Mm.
I was teaching these underprivileged children in the slum areas. So they were very underprivileged, where they don't have proper facilities, no, even house, electricity, education. So I was trying to go there every evening
Mm-hmm.
at 5 o'clock to teach them, English, maths, simple. It's just under a tree, and they get so excited seeing you. So I'll just go and teach them, at least they feel, oh, okay, at least when you go there, they'll say, oh, I want to be like her when I grow up. Those small kids, they will have this. They'll get so excited. They'll look at your watch, they'll look at your pants, they get so excited. So this one way that I thought like I should reach out to these kind of people. And then when after that, when I came back, I was actively involved in UNHCR, United Nations High Commission Refugees. I
Mm-hmm.
was teaching refugees English on weekends basis, volunteering basis, for Sri Lankans and Afghanistan refugees. For the past 2 years, I've
Wow.
been teaching them. So in one way, I feel that when I listen to their stories, of course they share, right? It
Right.
inspires me in one way. And also I feel like I should be there. I should be there to I'm teaching them so they can live comfortably in Malaysia, because it's something it's lacking in them. So when you have good communication skill, it actually builds your confidence. So in
Right.
that way, I'm actually helping those refugees. So that's is one way of doing. But younger generation as a whole, I feel like I'm trying to help those university students, where I'm trying to give like consultation on research basis.
Mm-hmm.
Doing if there's any potential on your research to be commercialized, those kind of consultations I'm giving it at the
Mm-hmm.
moment based on in my LinkedIn platform. So that's one way I'm trying to contribute.
Okay. So, what is the most memorable moment of you volunteering? And you mentioned just now you teach English to the children. What is the most memorable moment that you can share with us?
Okay. So I have this one memorable, very touching moment when I was in India. So
Mm-hmm.
I was teaching these kids. So I was in Manipal. I was attached to Manipal University in India.
Okay.
So what happened was, I told the management in Manipal University that I want to train these kids. I want these kids to come to Manipal University. At least they
Mm-hmm.
can see the environment of university. So that will inspire them. Oh, this is how university will be like. So they
Yes.
will have a dream like, I want to go to university end of the day, right?
I
And I
want to
want them to
attend
have a
university
small,
someday. Yeah.
correct. Because they are from slum area. They wouldn't know how it looks like. So you got to break that barrier there, because it's it's
Right.
it's different there. So they agreed. Then I said, okay, if they are coming over, let them perform something. Let them perform, and then we can, order some food so they can come and, gather with
You
all
can
of us, engage with
eat,
all the grad.
yeah, and you
Yes,
motivate them, you inspire them,
correct.
you make learning fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happened was that on the first day when I went to the slum area, they
Mm-hmm.
all were all crowded, running to me and everything. They don't know what's lining up. I brought sweets for them. But after like few weeks of teaching them and training them on ethics and all these basic behaviors, when
Yes.
on the last day when I brought them to university, they all were lining up. They all lined up to get the food. They all were not, rushing, and no, there's no. I felt so happy that what I thought they were actually implementing. So it's useful. And then they all speak different language because in Tamil language we have numerous other languages. So they
Yes.
speak Kannadam. I don't understand Kannadam, but it was very difficult to communicate. But with the barrier of the communication that we had, I managed to make them to perform two performance. One is drama sketch and another one dance, which they performed. Without understanding the language, I managed to train them and they performed and they enjoyed it. And then before going back, they came by bus. I arranged a transport for them. So they
Mhm.
all came and, they actually hold my hand and they say, thank you so much, because they never had a very good food like that. They never had an environment like that where it will inspire them to study more. I felt like I achieved something out of the day.
Yeah.
Like I
And it
actually
makes you
input.
happy.
Very happy. I feel so
Yeah.
content when I saw them. They were tearing of happiness. I felt like I achieved something end of the day. It's
Yeah.
so worth it that I spend my time teaching the kids and coming over and organizing the entire event. It's so good. It's a very nice feeling end of the day. So that was a very memorable. Cannot forget. I still remember the kids. It's been more about 6 to 7 years, but I still remember exactly. It's very fresh in my mind.
Yes, and I think that that is the most memorable experience because you touch people's life, you touch the children's life, and who knows, one day, one fine day, one of them, one of the two students that you teach will become somebody. They will become,
Correct.
somebody who will contribute to the country, to contribute to the
Exactly.
nation, to contribute back to India. We never know. So
Yeah,
it's
we
the
never know.
smallest act of kindness is the smallest acts of kindness that count. Whatever that we can do, whatever that we can help with, that we can volunteer. And also when we volunteer, we also get emotional, right? Because I remember the part when I volunteer for, it was like a volunteer place somewhere near in Selayang, where they have refugees from Rohingya. So I volunteer
Okay.
in teaching English and also public speaking to the Rohingya kids. And
Okay.
I speak both in English and Bahasa Malaysia. And I get emotional as well. So the same thing as you. So sometimes it feels like, hey, you know what? It makes you also feel, grateful. Number one, for what you have, count your blessing, and it's the little things in life that counts. And you
Correct.
never know that these children that you teach, they might grow up to be somebody, and
Yes.
another 10, 20 years they come and find you and say, hey, I remember you, you're my teacher. You just never know, because they might come back and come and find you and say, hey, you used to teach me English, you used to teach me presentation skills, public speaking. So you never know, from that
Correct. Correct.
of kindness, from the teaching that you provide, it might change and transform someone's life. So that's
Yes.
amazing, Visha, because
So that's
we never know. We never know the destiny of the children. They might become future, one might become a future engineer, one might become a teacher and all that. So it all starts from something. Yeah, it's,
correct.
yeah, and I think everyone can do their part in the society, whether it's big or small. It's just a matter of starting out. And everyone can volunteer, to contribute their time, skills, whether it be teaching or donating a school bag. It can be a school bag or backpack or books or
Correct.
stationaries or anything. So I think everyone can play an important role for volunteerism. Yeah.
Exactly. Anyone can do that. I think each and everyone should actually do their part on this.
And then it also makes us feel good as a human, and also makes us count our blessing. Yes, because we
Correct.
don't
It's
know.
I think the
Yes,
satisfaction.
exactly. And it makes us count our blessing, and we don't know what tomorrow will bring. But when we count our blessing, it makes us feel that, I'm thankful that I have food to eat. I have a nice food to eat. I have a roof over my head. Yeah. I have clean water. I can
True,
shower.
true.
Yeah. And these are the little things that sometimes busy people take for granted. It's the little things.
Correct, correct, correct.
Yeah, so
Very
when we
true.
volunteer, it also helps us to pause. It helps us to take a break, pause, yeah, put our handphone down, and teach the kids.
It's just at the moment you are present at the moment, just
Yeah,
go all out.
go all out. And I know exactly how you feel, because after that you will feel so good that you accomplished something, and it makes you happy because you have paid it forward. You pay it forward.
Correct,
Yes.
correct, correct.
Yes, and also there's also a saying, yeah, in bahasa, it's also your pahala. It's your pahala for akhirat.
Ah, yes,
Bahasa.
hello.
So
Correct,
so it's
correct.
your pahala for akhirat. It's saham akhirat you. So whatever you contribute, whatever you give, you get back. So it also makes
Yes.
you feel good as a human being, as a person, because all of us, we have emotions, we have feelings.
Yes.
So when we contribute something, even though it's not big, it's something small, but it is something. Yeah.
Correct. So I always believe this, that being a woman, you are a leader on something, but in the same time you have to have this character of being compassionate, show your empathy. So it all
Empathy.
comes in a package.
Yeah. So empathy is a good trait
Empathy.
to have
Correct. So,
in leadership. Yeah.
yes,
So
correct.
to
So
be
I believe that.
So to lead by example, to be a good leader, for example, let's say the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern.
Yes,
Yes. So
correct, correct.
lead by
She's very
example.
inspiring.
She lead by example. She's a woman prime minister, and she lead with empathy.
She is,
You
she
feel
is.
for
That's
her people.
exactly
Yes.
correct.
And she's the perfect role model for it.
Perfect, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So leading with heart, and leading with empathy. Yes.
Correct,
And also
correct. That's
leading
that's
by
exactly.
example as well. Yeah.
Hopefully, there's a long way to go, but hopefully.
Okay. Moving on to the next question. Who are the most inspirational women leaders that you admire in Malaysia and also internationally?
Okay. Speaking about inspiration, my ideal, right? In particularly, I would say that internationally, I would say I always like how bold is Michelle Obama. I've always followed her, and recently there was a documentary in Netflix about her, and about her
Yes.
books, and it's all
Yeah.
she did a
Becoming
tour, and yeah, becoming and all. So I really liked how bold she is. I
very
felt that there's
outspoken. Yeah.
very outspoken, and she's a public figure. She knew exactly. I know in the beginning of her career and as a first lady, she had the trouble because she's being too outspoken. She didn't find
Yeah.
her balance there. So then after that, she managed to figure out her balance. And I think we all need that balance. We cannot be too outspoken. You cannot be too quiet. You got to find your balance. And I learned that from her. I felt like, you got to know where you're supposed to speak, where you're not supposed to
Yeah.
speak, and, those balance. So I felt like that was a very good point, or a skill. I actually take it from her.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel that she went all out, like what we spoke earlier, right? Leadership with empathy. And then I think she portrays that as well. Not only Prime Minister of New Zealand, but even Michelle
Michelle
Obama portrays.
Obama.
Yes. So she portrays that very well. And I think everyone still loves her. Everyone, I think the best thing
Me
is
too. High
you
five.
leave a mark, right? High five. You leave a mark, right? When you even she like left her position, but she left marked, like I think everyone's still going crazy. People will literally cry to see her. I'm like, oh my god, look at how this lady has inspired all the younger generations there. And in Malaysia, I would particularly say I have this thing that I'm very much inspired with single mothers who are raising kids.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see some single mothers, they raise up their kids, they become so successful. They don't have any support. Sometimes they don't have support from their extended family. Those single mothers. Because I've also volunteered in one of the NGOs where we help to upskill single mothers to teach them cooking class, tailorings, and all. So I've
Mm-hmm.
seen those single mothers. They go all out. They don't. We have educations to support us, but they don't have that. But despite that, they will strive so hard. They have so much of determination in them that not educated, but they the thing that they want to give a quality life for their children without anybody's support. So that really inspire me. Any single mother for that matter. And some working mothers who they go all out. They can play their role so well. They balance that being a mother, being a career woman, being a wife. That inspires me as in general.
Yeah.
I would not particularly pick one person. I feel women in general, they have the strength and they just go all out. You cannot, I don't see anyone who doesn't play the role very well. I feel those single mothers and working women's, many people out there, they just go all out. They all inspire me in one way. I used to meet these people very regularly on daily basis, right? So I somehow pick up something from them. There's something good quality to pick up from anyone that you meet along the line. And yeah, so these are the good values I pick up, and I put it, okay, these are the good things I should pick up, and I should have it with me.
Yes, and just now you mentioned about Michelle Obama. It touches me whereby, even till today, when they enter a restaurant or anywhere, people will be like, wow, taking photograph and taking video with them. So I guess it's like, you're right about leading by example. Yeah, people still support you. Yeah, even though that the husband Barack Obama is no longer the president of the United States, but wherever they go, they touch people's life in America, and everyone will follow, and everyone will be
Yes,
like, "Oh my God!" like with the camera and the phone. It's like that's the definition of a true leader. You inspire
exactly.
people. Yeah, and I
True,
watched
true,
this
exactly.
on YouTube. There's this video that I watch on YouTube on Barack Obama. So he surprised students in school. So the student don't know that he's going to enter the room. So the school principal did a surprise for all the school students. So when the president entered the school, and all of the students were like, "Oh my God!" and they were like, "Whoa!" Yeah, so there's this video on YouTube. Yeah, I'll share it
I
with you.
should check out.
So I was like,
That's
wow,
nice.
the amazing impact, Yeah, yeah. And there's this
So
video
that's
where Michelle and Barack Obama they were dancing with people who
yes, yes,
visit in the White House, and they make people
correct.
feel good, and that's amazing. Yeah,
Yes, they were very leaders by example, but they
yeah.
were also very good partners. This is how supportive your partner should be. I think they were very supportive to each other.
Yeah, yeah,
Despite their busy
inspirational.
schedule, they
Yeah,
all make time for each other.
yeah, inspirational, our role model.
Yes, true.
Yes. Okay, Risha, we have come to the end of the show. Do you have anything that you would like to share with our viewers today?
I would just want to say that I think any women's out there, just uh, don't think twice. If you ever want to do this, go ahead and voice out your opinions, break the barriers. Don't think twice. If it's very difficult, I know it's very difficult without anybody's supports, but that's what makes who you are. End of the day, when you achieve something without anybody's support. So just go for it and then lead, and then I have full of passionate in whatever you're doing. If you don't have it, do not pursue it. Make sure whatever you pursue, have full passion towards it, and always show your empathy along the line. It's a combination of both. You have you being a passionate person and show your empathy to the person surrounding you. You will reach greater heights. So just do whatever you do, go all out and go for it.
Yes, go all out. Sky is the limit. Reach your fullest
Yes,
potential. Go for it.
correct.
Go for
Go
it.
for it. There's
Keep,
no limit, age limit. There's no age limit. You can learn anything anytime.
Yes, you can be 30, you can be 40, you can be 60 or 50.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter because age is just a number. You just got to go for
Correct.
it. Like what Visha said, full of passion, full of energy. So when you have the passion, you can do anything. So keep going.
Yes. Right.
Okay, Risha, thank you so much for being in my show for Women Empowerment Series video podcast. And for those of you who are watching, I hope that you are inspired and you're also motivated by the sharing session by Visha. And if you would like to reach out to her, you can reach her on her LinkedIn, on her Facebook page, and also IG. So can you share with us what is your FB, IG, and LinkedIn for those that would like to connect with you online? Yeah.
So it's all my full name. Just type in Vishantini Tangavelu. You can find in all 3 social medias. I don't have any fancy names. Straightforward, Vishantini Tangavelu. So you can find me in all 3 social medias.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Visha. It's nice having you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.